I was a little out there when it came to the coming out of anesthesia. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can tell by the title of this video, we have had a busy couple of weeks. I don't even know where to start when it comes to this. Well, I ended up having to go to the emergency room a couple weeks ago, and I really didn't think it was really much other than I was in extreme pain. And it ended up that I had some gallstones and my gallbladder was inflamed, which means there was an infection. And so with that, I ended up having to have my gallbladder out, which anyone who has had their gallbladder out knows that that is a fun experience. I personally did not enjoy it. I don't ever want to go through surgery again. I do not like it, but I can't help that if I have to go through another surgery. But so I had never been under any type of anesthesia before, and so at least that I don't remember. I had a procedure when I was really little, like when I was 2 years old, for a trigger finger on my thumb type of thing, and I don't remember if I got put under anesthesia. I'm guessing I did. I don't know. Like I said, I had never been under anesthesia that I know of, so I had no idea how I was going to be when coming out of the anesthesia. And apparently I was pretty funny, according to Josh. I kept saying the funniest things, and he was telling me, he recorded some of it, like voice recorded it, and some of the stuff that I was saying was actually kind of funny. I don't even know where to even start with some of that stuff, because it was so random but funny at the same time. I kept saying stuff about a dairy cow, that our dairy cow kept getting out. We don't have a dairy cow, by the way. I kept saying that the dairy cow got out. She kept getting into my garden, apparently. Ate all the tomatoes. Ate the corn. And then apparently at some point, the dairy cow ended up in the road and got hit by a semi. And the semi seemed to be okay because the semi left, but left like 400 chickens, but took our ducks. I was a little out there when it came to the coming out of anesthesia. There were some things about the boys. So like Commodore, he kept squeezing a chicken. He kept biting the heads off of snakes. He was in the top of a tree at some point. William kept shooting the bunny rabbits with the pellet gun. Or was it a pellet gun or a BB gun? I don't remember. One of those. And at some point our dog ended up on top of the shed with a squirrel in her mouth. It was very weird. The stuff that I said apparently was really funny. And Josh was just cracking up with it the whole time. Yeah, he was having such a funny time listening to Mama. So yeah, but anyway, so I was able to come home the same night that I had the gallbladder surgery, which we didn't get home until midnight that night because my the surgery wasn't until like 2:30 in the afternoon, something like that. But I was able to come home that day, which was really nice because I really did not want to stay in the hospital that long, because I just don't like hospitals. Well, the next couple of days after I was recovering from the surgery, everything seemed to be going well. I was just, normal pain after having surgery. So everything seemed to be going well, and about a week after my surgery, it was really weird, and I really thought I did something. But I had just finished getting the boys breakfast. We just finished got them all dressed. I had just sat down with William at the table to do our schoolwork, to do his, hey, what are you fussing about? To do schoolwork. And I all of a sudden just started having extreme pain. Now, it was in a different spot than your gallbladder, and I was like, it felt like what I had originally when I went into the ER before for my gallbladder, except that was under my right side of my ribs and in my back. This time it was like in my stomach area and also between my shoulder blades, and it was worse than what I went in for the gallbladder. So I seriously thought I did something to like ruin what they just did for the surgery. But come to find out, when I got into the ER and they did a CAT scan and a MRI, if I remember right, they found a really small stone still in my duct. Unfortunately, that means I was the one person out of the year that they normally have to have a stone left in their duct. So with that, the hospital that we went to for the ER, which is only like 10, not even, I think it's like 10, between 10 and 15 minutes away from us. They don't have a doctor there that can do the procedure to take out that stone. So they ended up sending us to a hospital that was an hour away. And hold that thought. I had to get transported from one hospital to the other because I already had an IV in and everything, and they didn't want anything to happen on the way there, you know, and if I'm in a medical transport, they have the means to do stuff that my husband can't do if something happens on the way up. So we were in the ER from like just after 10 a.m. and we did not leave until almost 9 p.m. So we were in the ER almost all day, pretty much all day. Once we got to the hospital, that was an hour away, we were really hoping they would do the procedure because they said that they might be able to do it that day. Well, unfortunately, they couldn't. So we ended up having to wait till the next day. Thankfully, they were able to get it done early in the morning. So that was really nice. So they got it done before noon, which was really awesome that they were able to get me in earlier. Unfortunately, they still wanted me to stay overnight because they wanted to make sure nothing was going to go wrong. Like if they send me home and something happens, they didn't want anything to happen. And of course, you know, it was near my pancreas, so they had to make sure, because they did aggravate my pancreas a little bit, they wanted to make sure that everything was okay with that and that I couldn't eat normally without having any issues or anything. Even though they really would not let me eat. And the one nurse that I had, she was really great. She fought the doctor on giving me something to eat because I'm full-time nursing. This little boy will not take a bottle. He will not take a bottle. He struggled to take a bottle when I was coming out of anesthesia from getting my gallbladder out, and he didn't really eat much at all from that bottle. So he's full-on nursing, and the nurses were fighting with the doctor because they're like, she is nursing a child. She needs to eat something. So yeah, that I am really thankful for that one nurse who really fought to get me food. Even if it was just the littlest of things that she was able to get me, it was very, very appreciated that she was able to get me those things to get me through. You know, this was after the surgery, because before procedure. Before the procedure, I had not had anything all day for 24 hours. And then on top of that, you had the procedure the next morning, so I wasn't allowed to eat at all throughout the night. And they didn't let me eat even after the procedure till about, I don't even know, 7 o'clock that night. So I went almost 2 days without eating, which was really terrible for a mom who is nursing. And those who know that, like, when you're nursing, you are starving. At least for me personally, when I am nursing a baby, I feel like I'm starving all the time. but my body is just working up to make milk, and so I need food to help with that. And but anyways, I'm gratefully appreciated to those nurses that were able to get me something to eat. Even if it was just applesauce, or what was it, applesauce and ice cream, something like that. I don't remember what all they gave me. But yeah, we were able to go home the very next day after my procedure to get the stone out. We were very grateful for that. We really didn't want to be in the hospital that long, so we were technically in a hospital for 3 days. But I am on the mend. I am doing really well. I already had my first doctor's appointment, which was 2 weeks after. Yeah, my 2-week doctor appointment after the gallbladder came out, and they said everything looked good. And you know, I feel great. I feel better than I did before I had my gallbladder out, which is really awesome. So that really tells me that a lot of my issues that I had been having were probably my gallbladder. And I really haven't adventured out a lot when it comes to like eating foods, like crazy foods. I'm kind of sticking to stuff that I know is not gonna bother me, but I'm probably going to venture out soon to kind of figure out like what I can and can't eat. But so far, everything that I've tried, I can eat. So I'm grateful for that I'm able to, excuse me, that I'm able to eat normally and not have to be on a certain diet or special diet. Yeah, I'm on the recovery. I had a weight limit of only 10 to 15 pounds, but now that is lifted, so I can go back to doing my normal stuff, which is great. I'm still probably going to keep going easy just because I don't want to do anything that'll hurt me in the long run, but I'm on the mend and I'm doing good. So I want to thank you guys who had saw my post about everything going on, and even friends and family who have been praying for me through all of this. It is greatly appreciated, and I want to thank you for that. And yeah, now it's back to normal activities, and we'll see what the next couple months hold for us. I don't know. We'll see. I've got a craft show coming up in the next couple weeks, so I was able to crochet a lot of stuff while I was recovering, so that's really good. And yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in our next video.